God bless you. This is Pastor Everett Bell from the Bethel Monrovia Church, and I greet you in the name of the Lord, and I pray that you're having a phenomenal day. And even in phenomenal days, there are times that we worry. There are times that we're stretched because of situations and circumstances. First of all, let me just share this with you, and this is truth. Most of the things we worry about don't always come true. Most of the things that we worry about don't come true. And yet we worry and we pour out and we go through all kinds of changes, and sometimes it has adverse effects on our health. And I think in these moments, God is asking us, encouraging us to learn to trust Him, to learn to focus on Him. Let me read this text to you, this scripture to you from Psalms 121, and then I'll come back to you to kind of talk about this in more detail. It says, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth, right? He will not suffer thy foot to be moved, and he that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun should not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this day forth and even forevermore. That's an interesting scripture. It's a psalm. And he says from this day, he concludes from this day forward. Here's the issue. When the children of Israel were about to move out, after they had started moving towards the promised land, after God had already instructed them with worship and festivals and feast days and given them structure in marching and structure in the way the holy articles are supposed to be carried and the way the tabernacle is supposed to be set up. After all that, after his promising that he will give them this land that he promised their ancestors, after saying he will be everything that they need in this season, after all of this, they get to the desert of Mount Sinai. Well, they leave the desert of Mount Sinai and they're headed towards Canaan, the promised land. And God asked Moses to send 10 spies into the land to see what it looks like, right? And they come back and 10 of them say, we can't do it. There's no way. And Israel panics. The whole nation panics. And because of this, they walk in wilderness for 40 years. I wonder if sometimes we walk in wilderness longer than we have to, simply because we do not trust the Lord. The scripture here is an indication of God's protection, God's provision, God doing everything that He will do for those that trust in Him. And it begins with the first verse. I will lift up my eyes to the hills from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. And what that really means is regardless of how big situations are, regardless of how difficult they are, regardless of how strange they may seem, God is saying, stop focusing on the problem and focus on me. Stop looking at the situation and look at me. Because if we focus on Him, in other words, we trust Him, we leave our faith in Him and rest in the knowledge that God knows what's best for me, He'll do the rest. He'll do the rest. So do this. In the midst of whatever you're going through, just choose to give the Lord praise. Pray and then start blessing His name for what's about to come to pass. No more worry. Trusting and worship in the Lord. And that will bring you through whatever you find yourself dealing with even today. God bless you. I hope this encourages you. And if it does, hit the like button and click subscription, and you'll get more words of encouragement as they are released. Have a wonderful day.